first thing I heard was the echo, like dozens of voices singing underwater, but when I turned, the cave was empty, silent. I didn't know then that listening would cost me more than sleep, more than sanity. St. Helena is small in ways people don't notice until you're looking for something. Vineyards stretch into the foggy horizon, bottles glinting like distant stars, and the morning air smells of wet earth and diesel from delivery trucks. I live in a narrow townhouse downtown, brick and peeling paint, the kind of place that keeps secrets in its cracks. Most days, my routine is unremarkable. Coffee at 6:15 a.m., the faint whistle of the train in the distance, the neon flicker of the diner sign across the street. But lately, something's been off. My neighbor's dog won't stop howling at night, shadows linger a little too long on the walls, and sometimes the lights in my house flicker, even when the breaker's on. It started with the missing man, Harold Whitaker, the historian who lived 3 streets over. Nobody noticed at first. His mail piled up, the local grocer mentioned a stale loaf of bread at his doorstep, and still, he was just gone. Then I found the letter, an envelope tucked under a loose floorboard in my townhouse, marked with no return and sealed with wax that smelled faintly of sulfur. Inside, a photograph of the cave beneath the old church on the outskirts of town, the one everyone said was just a tourist gimmick, and in the photograph, Harold stood at the mouth, grinning, but behind him, the walls shimmered like someone, or something, was watching. The whispers began that night, low, melodic, almost human. I swore I heard them chanting my name, but every time I ran outside, nothing moved. I started digging. Harold had left a trail, though it was like following smoke. Old letters in the library archives hinted at a choir that never breathes. Local folklore called it nonsense. Some said the cave had been a hideout for smugglers during Prohibition, but the documents were meticulous. Dates, names, locations, each one ended with the same symbol, a circle enclosing a pair of lips stitched shut. I followed the digital breadcrumbs next, an abandoned blog, videos uploaded and deleted, timestamps that made no sense, and the cave itself beckoned. The first time I entered, the air was thick, heavy with something that smelled like wet stone and rotting paper. Footsteps echoed behind me. I swore I wasn't alone. Neighbors warned me off. The librarian, someone I trusted, muttered cryptically, "Some doors aren't meant to be opened, some songs shouldn't be heard," and yet, I had to know. It wasn't just the cave, it was people I trusted. My own cousin, Lucas, had been sending me warnings, veiled, nervous, but the night I confronted him, his face lit by the pale glow of my phone, he admitted it. He'd been part of the society Harold had uncovered. "We keep the choir silent," he said, voice trembling, "for your own good." The menace in his eyes was almost human, almost desperate, every word laced with love twisted into fear. "They're not alive like us, and they'll take you too," he whispered. I realized then, betrayal wasn't just deceit, it was survival, and I was walking into a trap I didn't even understand. I returned to the cave at midnight, flashlight trembling in my hand. The choir began before I even stepped inside, the walls vibrating with their collective breath, or lack thereof, faces pressed against the stone, pale and silent, their mouths moving in a perfect, terrifying harmony. Then I saw Harold, or what was left of him, suspended in the shadows, smiling. The society members revealed themselves, cloaks swaying like black water, eyes glinting with something beyond human comprehension. I tried to run. My cousin blocked me, tears streaking down his face. "You weren't meant to see this," he said. Then, a crack in the wall, a hidden tunnel opened, revealing centuries of secrets, a ledger of names, a network of cultists, and, most impossible, a live stream feeding the cave to screens in every major city, unbeknownst to the public. The twist hit me as I realized, Harold had never truly disappeared. He had become part of the choir, and the choir had become him. I escaped, barely, and called authorities. They found evidence, arrests were made, but most members had vanished. Harold's body, or what remained, was gone. The cave sealed again. Sitting in my townhouse, listening to the train whistle, I understand now, the line between guilt and innocence is fragile, between knowing and ignoring, fragile. I think of Harold, of Lucas, of the silent choir, and I wonder how much of what I did, or didn't do, allowed this to happen. Aging teaches you reflection, but fear teaches you vigilance. At night, sometimes I hear it, just beneath the stone foundation of the town, a whisper, a song, waiting for the next listener. Would you dare step inside the cave beneath St. Helena?